also known as American Revolution, as well as with the American Constitution and American Civil War. So let's discuss about the Italian Unification. Italian Unification. The next topic in the world history is Italian Unification, which is also known as Risorgimento. Which is also known as Risorgimento. Okay. If the question comes, explain the Risorgimento of European history, it is nothing but we have to explain about the Italian Unification. Italian Unification. Risorgimento is actually an Italian word which means rise of Italy. It is actually Italian word which means rise of Italy. Rise of Italy. Italian Unification, also known as Risorgimento. It's an official word. So many times in the UPSC mains question, explain the event of Risorgimento in the European history. It is nothing but you have to explain about the Italian Unification. The most toughest question in the entire UPSC history is history questions, especially from the modern Indian history. Not about the content, it's all about the English they are used. English వల్లనే కొంచెం టఫ్ అనిపిస్తుంది, డీకోడ్ చేయడమే కష్టం అయిపోతుంది. ఆన్సర్ ఈజ్ వెరీ స్ట్రేట్ బట్ క్వశ్చన్ ఈజ్ ఇండైరెక్టివ్. ఓకే, ద మోస్ట్ అల్టిమేట్ డిఫికల్ట్ క్వశ్చన్ ఇన్ ద ఎంటైర్ యూపీఎస్సీ హిస్టరీ ఈజ్ కంప్లీట్. GS1 పేపర్లో అది హిస్టరీ క్వశ్చన్సే ఉంటాయి. అండ్ దట్టు హిస్టరీ క్వశ్చన్లో కంప్లీట్గా మోడర్న్ ఇండియన్ హిస్టరీ ఉంటాయి. పోస్ట్ ఇండిపెండెన్స్ అయితే డిటీస్ అంటే మీకు 10th క్లాస్ క్వశ్చన్స్ లాగా ఉంటాయి. ఓకే, అండ్ మోర్ డిఫికల్ట్ ఏంటంటే మోడర్న్ ఇండియన్ హిస్టరీ. మోడర్న్ హిస్టరీ క్వశ్చన్స్ ఎంత డిఫికల్ట్ ఉంటాయంటే ఇట్స్ ఆల్ అబౌట్ ఇంగ్లీష్ యూసేజే ఉంటుంది. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, Dupli unable to found the Indian key at Pondicherry, but Clive found the Indian key at Bengal. So you have to explain about what are the advantages of conquest of Bengal. నథింగ్. అంటే డూప్లీకి ఇండియా కీ అనేది పాండిచ్చేరిలో దొరకలేదు, బెంగాల్లో దొరికింది. ఎవరికి? రాబర్ట్ క్లైవ్కి. నథింగ్ బట్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ ద బ్రిటిష్ కాంక్వెస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియా ఇన్ ఏ గ్లిమ్స్ వే. సో డీకోడ్ చేయడం కష్టం. అండ్ యాజ్ వెల్ యాజ్ మై ఇంటెన్షన్ ఈస్ ఈవెన్ ఇంక్లూడింగ్ ద వరల్డ్ హిస్టరీ క్వశ్చన్స్. ఒక్క క్వశ్చన్ అయినా సరే ఇలాగే ఉంటుంది. ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ ద డీకోలనైజేషన్ ఇన్ ద థాయిలాండ్. అదే క్వశ్చన్ అడిగాడు, ఎస్పెషల్లీ ఇన్ ద సౌత్ ఈస్ట్ ఏషియా. ఎందుకంటే థాయిలాండ్ ఈస్ ద ఓన్లీ కంట్రీ ఇన్ ద సౌత్ ఈస్ట్ ఏషియా విచ్ ఈస్ నాట్ కొలనైజ్డ్. ఆ 2 లైన్ రాస్తే సరిపోతుంది. ఓకే, థాయిలాండ్ ఈస్ ద ఓన్లీ కంట్రీ ఇన్ ద సౌత్ ఈస్ట్ ఏషియా విచ్ ఈస్ నాట్ కొలనైజ్డ్, జస్ట్ లైక్ చైనా. చైనా ఈజ్ ఆల్సో నాట్ కొలనైజ్డ్. ఎకానమిక్ కొలనైజేషన్ అన్నారు. పొలిటికల్ సోషల్ కొలనైజేషన్ ఈస్ యాక్చువల్లీ ద కొలనైజేషన్. ఆ 2 లైన్ రాస్తే కరెక్ట్ క్వశ్చన్, కరెక్ట్ ఆన్సరే. 15 మార్క్స్ అయినా సరే 20 మార్క్స్ అయినా 2 లైన్స్. థాయిలాండ్ ఈజ్ నాట్ కొలనైజ్డ్ బై ద ఎనీ యూరోపియన్ కంట్రీ. Thailand possessed the still they have their own identity of their culture and legacy of their own ancient history. That's it. ఎందుకంటే థాయిలాండ్ ఈజ్ నాట్ కొలనైజ్డ్ బై ఎనీ కంట్రీ. సో సౌత్ ఈస్ట్ ఏషియా అంటే చాలా మంది థాయిలాండ్ అని చెప్పేసి అది కూడా వస్తా, ఆబ్వియస్లీ బ్లండర్. సో మై పాయింట్ హియర్ ఈస్ ఇట్స్ ఆల్ అబౌట్ ద ఇంగ్లీష్ ఫ్రేమింగ్. ఇట్స్ ఆల్ అబౌట్ ద అఫీషియల్ వర్డ్ విచ్ యూ ఆర్ యూజింగ్ ఫర్ ద స్టడింగ్. సో ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ ద రిసర్జిమెంటో ఫినామినా ఇన్ ద యూరోపియన్ హిస్టరీ. ఇట్ ఈస్ నథింగ్ బట్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ అబౌట్ ద ఇటాలియన్ యూనిఫికేషన్. అట్లాంటి క్వశ్చన్స్ వదిలేసిన వాళ్ళు ఉన్నారు. ఎందుకంటే నోట్స్ ఇటాలియన్ యూనిఫికేషన్ చదివి రిసర్జిమెంట్ అన్న వర్డ్ తెలియకపోతే obviously you are missing the question. So that's what, let's get into the details. Italian unification. So definitely you have to need about the background. In the 3rd century BC, Roman Empire was created actually. In the 3rd century BC, Roman Empire was created, which survived for 3 centuries. That is 300 years. In 3rd century BC, I am explaining about the BC. In 3rd century BC, the creation of starting of Roman Empire was created. Starting, not in the climax stage, but in the starting stage, which is flourished for the 3 centuries. And ultimately, in the 27 BC, a person whose name is Julius Caesar. In 27 BC, Julius Caesar. This person conquered entire Europe and West Asia. Julius Caesar in 27 BC. Julius Caesar in 27 BC conquered the entire Europe, including the West Asia. Including the West Asia. Actually, he came to the power through the military coup. Military coup, d'état, French word. That means what? He usurped the throne in the illegal way, illogical way. I mean to say, he usurped the throne. In the military coup attempt, Julius Caesar became the ruler, not in a legitimate means of method, in an illegal way. He usurped the throne. In the military coup, d'état. Military coup, d'état. TAT. Military coup and rasna saripotadu. Military coup, d'état. Julius Caesar, he came to the throne. He came to the throne and he conquered the entire Europe, including the West Asia. Including the West Asia. He is the greatest after Alexander. Okay, he is the greatest after Alexander. He is the greatest after Alexander. ఈ గ్రిగేరియన్ క్యాలెండర్ లో January, February, March, April, even 12 months is actually named after the Roman deities. Only 2 months names are actually named after a person. One is July. July month is named after the person Julius Caesar. Inkoti enti? August. August Caesar. August Caesar alludu. Julius Caesar mama. Julius Caesar actually the uncle of August Caesar. ఈ సబ్జెక్ట్కి అవసరం లేదు. August Caesar, actually his uncle, Julius Caesar. His uncle, and he's actually the son-in-law. He's actually the son-in-law. My point here is, in the entire Gregorian calendar, all the months names are actually named after the Roman deities. All the months, Roman deities, but only 2 months name is actually named after the person. One is Julius Caesar, that is July. Next one is August Caesar. Okay, so that's what. So coming to the point, so this person is actually created the Julius Caesar is actually created the Holy Roman Empire. This person is created the Holy Roman Empire. Why it is called as Roman Empire is because the headquarter is Rome. The headquarter is Rome. Holy Roman Empire. The most proverb unta kada. He came, he saw, he conquered. That is actually the proverb epithet for the Julius Caesar. He came, he saw, he conquered. If you remember, when I am discussing about the modern Indian history first class, I told about Julius Caesar. Modern Indian history first class he came, he saw, he conquered about the Julius Caesar. Because this Holy Roman Empire having the celestial stage of climax stage of cultural, commercial relations with the ancient Indian. Okay, especially after the post-Mauryan period. Did you remember? Post-Mauryan period tarvata trade and cultural commercial relations or it did speak with the Holy Roman Empire. Pliny wrote about the natural history in Latin language, explained about the drain of wealth. The only importing item from the Holy Roman Empire is gold. What we are exporting? Spices, textiles, gemstones, especially pearls. So that's what. This Holy Roman Empire in the 5th century AD, this Holy Roman Empire was destroyed by Huns. If you remember, when we were discussing about the Guptan Empire, we also discussed about the Huns. Huns are actually the Central Asian tribes. These Huns were responsible for the destruction of two great empires of the world. One is Holy Roman Empire. Next one is Guptan Empire. Exactly. Huns, the Central Asian tribe, responsible for the destruction of two great empires of the world. One is Holy Roman Empire. Next one is Guptan Empire. Holy Roman Empire. Next one is Guptan Empire. So Huns destroyed these two kingdoms, two empires. The Huns, the Central Asian tribe, destroyed the two empires, the Holy Roman Empire and the Guptan Empire. And ultimately, we are discussing about the Roman Empire. This Holy Roman Empire was conquered by. Okay. So ultimately, this Holy Roman Empire was actually conquered by Austrians, Spain, and next one is Pope. Parts of Italy was conquered. So Guptan Empire, I mean to say, the Roman Empire was disintegrated, dissoluted, destroyed. So the parts of Italy, especially the Roman Empire, mainly consisting about the Italy. So of course, the entire, I mean to say, the Roman Empire was disintegrated, and the majority Austrians were conquered, Spains were conquered, and as well as Pope, the Catholic head of the Christian community is Pope. He conquered the parts of Italy. So the part of Holy Roman Empire was conquered by many persons, but importantly, the parts of Italy was conquered by the Austrians, Spain people, and the Pope. Pope is the Catholic head of Christian community, Christian Catholic head. And ultimately, the Napoleon Bonaparte was actually freed the parts of Italy from monarchs of Austrians, Spain, and Pope. The Napoleon Bonaparte freed the parts of Italy from monarchs of Austrians, Spain, and Pope rule. Napoleon Bonaparte freed the parts of Italy from monarchs of Austrians, Spain, and Pope rule. So indirectly what I am saying, Napoleon Bonaparte created republic. Napoleon Bonaparte created republic. Napoleon Bonaparte created a republic. Okay, so that's what Napoleon Bonaparte is actually the crucial role. He is actually the sowing the seeds of Italian unification. Extremely important point. Napoleon Bonaparte, who played the crucial role by sowing the seeds of Italian unification. By sowing the seeds of Italian unification. By sowing the seeds of Italian unification. And in the 1815 Vienna Congress, which is actually headed by a person whose name is Metternich. The 1815 Vienna Congress, which is headed by, Congress means what? Gathering, assembling, headed by Metternich, who is known as policeman of Europe. I'm talking about Metternich, who presided the 1815 Vienna Congress, who is popularly known as policeman of Europe. He is actually PM of Austria. He is actually the PM of Austria. The next thing is anti-democratic, anti-republican, and more importantly, anti-revolutionary. Wherever there is a revolution, he brutally suppresses the revolution. Hence, he is popularly called as policeman of Europe. He is extremely against to the democracy, against to the republican, and more importantly, he is the believer of anti-revolution. Wherever there is a revolution in the Europe, he brutally suppresses the revolution. He brutally suppressed the revolution. This person presided the Vienna Congress. This person presided the Vienna Congress. And this Vienna Congress, which led to the cutting off Italy into many pieces. This Vienna Congress, ఎందుకంత ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తున్నా 20 మార్క్స్ క్వశ్చన్ కూడా వచ్చిన రోజులు ఉన్నాయి ఇటాలియన్ యూనిఫికేషన్. ఓకే, 20 మార్క్స్ క్వశ్చన్ కూడా ఒకసారి వచ్చింది షాకింగ్లీ. ఓకే, లేకపోతే ఐ మీన్ టు సే జోసెఫ్ మాజెని, కౌంట్ కౌర్, గారిబాల్టి అట్లా చెప్తే సరిపోతుంది. సో అకార్డింగ్ టు ద వెయిటేజ్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్. 20 మార్క్స్ కూడా అడిగారు ఒకసారి. ఓకే, సో దట్స్ వాట్ 1815 Vienna Congress, which led to the cutting of Italy into many pieces. Cutting of Italy into many pieces. So I'm explaining what are the consequences of Vienna Congress. So this is actually start of the content. First one, Lombardy, Venetia were given to Austria. Lombardy, Venetia are the Italy provinces. Lombardy, Venetia are the Italian provinces which are given to the Austria. Which are given to Austria. Next one, Parma, Modena. Parma, Modena, Tuscany, given to indirect control of Austria. indirect control of Austria. Next one, Rome, Romagna, Umbria. These are created as the papal state. Papal state is nothing but under the control of Pope, also under the control of Church. Fourth one, Sicily and Naples. Sicily and Naples. These territories, these provinces given to the Spain. These provinces given to the Spain. And the fifth one, they created a strong Sardinia. The Sardinia consisting about the Piedmont, Nice, Savoy, Genoa, etc. These are the northernmost, prosperous provinces of Italy. So this is what exactly you have to definitely write. So this is what the territories of Italy were given to the different dynasties of different countries. Lombardy, Venetia were given to Austria. Parma, Modena, Tuscany given to indirect control of Austria. Rome, Romagna, Umbria were given to the, they created as a papal state directly under the Catholic head, that is under the control of Pope. Sicily, Naples were given to the Spain. And the last one, Sardinia. Sardinia consisting of the most prosperous regions of Italy, especially Piedmont, Nice, Savoy and Genova. Geneva gadu, it is Genova. These are the northernmost prosperous provinces of Italy. They created, actually Sardinia is created as very strong. They created as Sardinia as very strong because to control France. Because I told you, if anything happen in the France, definitely it will spread to the entire Europe. I told you, when France sneezes, entire Europe catches the cold. I told you. So that is the reason France is witnessing the frequent kind of revolutions. In order to contain the France, the neighboring territory of Italy is actually the Sardinia. And intentionally Sardinia created as very strong, because anything happen in the France, not to spreading into the interior parts of the Italy. The border region of the Italy is actually the Sardinia, which is adjacent to, exactly neighboring to the France. So in order to not to spread the revolutionary spirit to the neighboring territories of Italy, the Sardinia was created as a very powerful territory.